Okay, welcome back to Serious Chess. I'm continuing in my games from the Shadowban Sinkhole series, and now this is a low-rated robot, meaning it will blunder, and it will blunder right now. That's a blunder. It's actually one of the most common blunders that you'll see in robots at the 1300 or so rating range, which this opponent is at. So now I get to win a piece, but in exchange, he'll be picking up an exchange. In exchange, so he'll get to win my rook for his bishop at the end of this series of events. He paused for dramatic effect, and now I will think about doing something else and ultimately go ahead and capture the knight and take the exchange. So now his king can capture the pawn, or he can develop the queen to the f3 square, which is probably what he'll do. That's what he did. Now I can castle if I want to. I don't really have to be afraid of the queen exchange. But I think what I will do here is move the bishop, and that can eye the queen. Then if I do move the bishop, the queen will take the pawn. I will castle, and then I can probably play knight to g4. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There is a future in which I take that pawn, but he defends it. So now I'm going to move the knight up. Now he has to move his queen to a square that will defend his h pawn. And so he does. And now I have the choice of either pushing the pawn or finding a tactic that I don't see at this time. What I'd like to do is push the pawn, and then in a couple moves, move the bishop to one of these squares. I can simply move the queen to d8. It both defends the bishop, and now I can play bishop to d6 myself. And now he's going to have a lot of trouble. Okay, so he does take there. He's going to have a lot of trouble though after I play this bishop move. Okay, so I'm gonna play this move, and I think that I win the rook because so I'm gonna win the rook here because if he does not capture the knight, then I will take the queen. So he doesn't have much of a choice here. The low-rated robot is probably going to lose this game, I would say. We'll see if he can keep up. I'm going to move the queen to the rim and go for probably some kind of checkmate in the next few moves. I can simply capture the pawn, and on the next move I will deliver a check and win this game with some effect. Okay, so now I have the option to move the rook out to both defend the bishop and to think about capturing this pawn with the queen on the next turn, or I could also move the bishop back with an uncovered check. I'm going to simply check in this way. And now I am looking for my checkmates. I don't know why I said it like that. I can take the pawn, very likely. I don't see anything better. Now, if he moves his king, there is, okay, he does move his king, but he moves it to a square where I can either check with the queen or uncovered check with the rook. I'm seeing if I have any checkmates. I don't see any. If I play that queen move, his king might actually escape. So I'm going to prohibit escape. I think I will almost definitely checkmate him here if he steps down. So he'll go up. Now I can check him on the the A or the B file. I go with the A file, A. Now I check with the rook, and I'm going to have a checkmate in the next one or two moves. One move. That's checkmate. GG's. All right, so I win my first game in the Super Blitz Arena. Now, for those who are thinking, well, maybe you're not playing robots. Well, I am. You'll see. It's going to be a great time. So after I castle, this robot, as you see, is rated over 2,000. And robots rated over 2,000 are not going to make the kind of mistakes we saw last time. They will make like 2 blunders per game. Oh, I just blundered actually. I left that pawn undefended, so I'm going to lose the exchange here. He's going to win the rook for his bishop. He might not. He didn't. Okay, so this is his blunder of the entire game, and because I'm only pretending that I'm playing this game at this very second, I actually played it beforehand. I know for a fact that he does not blunder the rest of the game because I did an engine analysis. He played about 90% accuracy. So now I am defending the rook with the bishop, and I'm a little worried about this pawn, so I'm going to defend it. Now, I'm not worried about exchanging rooks. I am worried about defending that pawn, so I'm going to go ahead and welcome the rook trade, be an even trade. I'm very worried about that pawn, however. I can see some opportunities for him to trap my bishop. So in light of that, I'm going to exchange one of the rooks and get my bishop to, I think, the only safe square to continue defending the pawn. I might have gotten trapped if I had put it on the C file after he moved his rook. So now I'm going to go for this idea where if he moves his knight, then he can't take the pawn, but if he moved his knight to another square, I could capture his pawn. And now I think I just have to eliminate the knight, because I can't stop defending that pawn. I just can't stop defending that pawn. So that seemed to be one of the only moves I could play there, or else he would just win my rook for his knight. So he goes ahead and he accepts that. Now this isn't too bad. I would like to play f4, but again, the bishop might get trapped. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play this sequence of moves. And now same color bishops. This looks very even. He's up a pawn, so I guess he has a small advantage. And now I might have made a mistake here. I did make a mistake here. I should have used the rook to defend the pawn, and not gone for b4. He's going to win the a pawn if he finds the move, and he does. I can check him out, and then I might be able to capture his pawn, and I think I can. So I think I can. But now I give up this this pawn. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to check him and then go for a tactic where I win the rook, which might be way too hopeful that this will work out, but let's see. He moves the rook, so that was the best move. He found it, and now he will not fall victim to that clever trade of mine. I might still play the same move, put him in check, and then take his bishop. And then I'm going to win at least a pawn, maybe two. That's probably the best I could do. And I do it well. All right, so now I'm thinking that's one of the best moves, as he is a robot. And now I'm going to push the pawn because because he could check and he would have picked up the pawn if I hadn't played that move. So now he finds a nice little combination. I'm going to try to liquidate his passers, and he finds the best move. Nice. All right. Like a robot. Played for the very first time. Okay, so now he can't push the pawn again. Now he can. Now he can. No, now he can't. So I'm going to go at it. I lose my pawn. That was a mistake. Okay, so now I think I have to take right now, or he's going to checkmate me for sure. Now he only has 9 seconds left, so surely he can't beat me. Okay, I thought he was going to stalemate me. But luckily, he has the ability to play infinite moves. And you see, he could have just played like that the whole time. What the heck, you guys? He just turned into a robot. It was like, I didn't even believe this guy, and then he just turned into a robot, chat. All right, so now, as you can see, this robot is rated 1854. And so he's going to go ahead and play sort of an open Sicilian kind of thing. Um, a lot of low-rated opponents and robots will play, will bring their light squared bishop out right away and capture. This robot, being a bit higher rated, went a different route, a better route too. So we'll see what he plays here. This is a bit unusual. I'm going to probably pin his knight and then try to come up with a way to push my pawn. He prepares to castle. And I might do the same right now. Now, can I push the pawn? I asked myself. I can push... No, I can't push the pawn. He has the queen and the knight can move now. So I'm going to play f6. And we'll see if f5, I'm sorry, and we'll see if he captures en puissant. And then if he doesn't, then I can do this little bishop maneuver, and then I'm sure I'll be able to eventually get that pawn. So we'll see if he gives it up en puissant. He's taking his time. Once again, for dramatic effect, he does not need to spend this amount of time as he is a a robot. He's a robot. So, how was your day? Okay, I was talking to Linda. All right, so he does not take en puissant. He just pushes the pawn, best move. All right, and so now he forces me to make a decision about the future of my dark squared bishop. And I deferred, and I'm going to have the knight hop up here. Now I'll be able to win that pawn after. Okay, I would have, I think, won the pawn if he had captured my bishop, but he found the best move. So now he finds the best move, and I played the best move. He responds with the best move. Actually, I don't know if that was. But now he trades that off. I believe my position is advantageous. So once again, this robot is rated 1854. Not that high. Now I'm thinking about checkmating him, and I'm thinking I probably will. I just need to move the rook up and over. So we're going to move the rook up. And then after I play h6, I believe that checkmate is almost unstoppable. So we'll see how he deals with this. I'm wondering if the queen can capture the a pawn. And let's find out. Because I don't think he could do that, but we'll see. So he's going to move his rook out, and he's going to try to get the king to escape. And, okay, so there's only one winning checkmate sequence here. There's one winning checkmate sequence. See if you can find it. I did. Okay, and now I have to prevent the king from running away, and that leaves him with one move. He will think about whether or not he is programmed to play it or to simply resign. And he plays it. Checkmate. All right, and that puts me in 594th place. So at any given time, I'm approximately the 600th best chess player in any group of, 1,975 or so. So now I'm playing Edward Morrow, famous reporter. No, that's Murrow. Okay, so I'm going to play a modern defense. You'll see Hikaru play this more than any other GM. He's sort of pioneered the modern defense at the top level, which much respect to him for. So these openings, these are hyper modern openings, like the Accelerated Dragon. I guess the Hippo, although I don't really play the Hippo. Not that this is that different from one, but it's a little different. So now because he did that, I'm going to have to play rook to h8, I think. He's going to try to push his pawns because he is a robot, and that is what robots do. They push their kingside pawns. and they try to eliminate one of my king side pawns and any defensive pieces that may or may not accompany it. So now I'm going to push my pawns in much the same fashion as the last game, and we'll see, what would a robot play, one might ask, and we'll find out. I believe a robot would play h4, I believe, but we'll find out. Yes, a robot would play h4. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to I'll push one pawn or another. I'm going to find you. And now I am seeing that I have this knight maneuver where I could bring it to the d7 square, or I could simply develop my queen. And because his goal is to push the h pawn and then to use the rook and the queen in coordination on the h file, as robots do, I can try to trade queens, which would lessen the impact of his. So now I believe a robot would play he beat me to it. All right. So now I can play rook to h8, and I believe that a robot here would probably play pawn to h6. I'd like, what would a robot play for 1,000, Alex? And the question is correct. All right, good. So now I have to move the king to the f8 square to mitigate the chance of a checkmate, as any piece like a rook or a queen coming down, if I move my rook on the a file, then his rook coming down there would be checkmate. So let's see if we will get the queen trade. And if not, then I believe I have this nice pawn push on the queen side. So I can play b4, c3, kind of, space invaders like b4. Okay, I'm looking for tactics, and I'm probably gonna go for a tactic, or I'm gonna take his pawn. I should have played b4, but I did not, and I'm going for this knight maneuver where I can maybe check him, maybe checkmate him. His rating is 1833, so I believe he plays about 90 to 95% accuracy in this game. Now, he did blunder, not yet, but he will. So now he has 15 seconds left, so my chances to win this game are actually not that great, as he's a robot. And this game is a prime example of what happens when you forget that you are playing a robot. So now, because he can move his bishop to any square, he can, if he's a robot, he could even find the move where he takes my pawn with an uncovered attack on my queen. And he's a robot, so he finds that move. And now I believe I might have blundered, but it can't matter, right? He has 7 seconds left. And now, okay, I blundered. I did blunder there, but it can't matter that, oh, he's a robot. I forgot he's a robot. No, I forgot he's a robot. Okay, he's a robot. So he's going to have infinite time to checkmate me, and he will easily complete the task, much like a robot would. All right, good game to my opponent. He says beep, 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 beep,